And let me first recognize the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of National Security and Legal Affairs. And here we have the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Health, and with Acting Fire Chief, and the media fraternity was here today. Last week, you may recall, in our press conference, I made reference to a new ambulance, of course, that will be added to the fleet within the fire and ambulance services. As you know, the fire and ambulance services is tasked with the responsibility of emergency response. And I want to say it again, we have a cadre of well-trained fire officers in emergency response, including traumatic resuscitation, etc. I mean, that is critical. This ambulance we have got here today, which is before your eyes today, is the most sophisticated ambulance we have received. And why I'm saying that, you'll see for yourself just now, it has everything that the emergency response officers will require to actually stabilize and to treat a patient who may be involved in an accident or any issue where, of course, that person has to be responded to and taken to the hospital. And it's a cost of $301,000. We are in also communication with the company who has actually manufactured the ambulance from scratch, and because we think that's the way forward to enhance our fleet and to ensure that what the equipment that the ambulances have is actually fit contemporary times. That is not to say that what we have do not have the basics that we need, but this one is a step higher. And during my discussion with the fire chief, he said that he's in discussion with the company, and we're looking at maybe a reduced cost for the additional ones that we're looking at. Today, by next week, the next 2 weeks, we'll have at least 7 ambulances, which means that every health district will be equipped with an ambulance. And going forward, we think that this is the solution. And going forward, so the intention is to have one that this ambulance will be stationed in Roseau, and the intention is to have similar ones in Marigot and Portsmouth. And see, and so that is good news, and it's a very short commissioning, but you know that's a Ministry of Action, and when we see something we need it. And next week again, we'll be having an express conference, and as we seek to advance our effort in having the court system and operating away at the magistrate court level at the disposal of all who want to seek justice and who want to settle the grievances, whether it's civilly or in criminal matters. So they're extending the hours to up to 10 o'clock. So we'll have something to say about that next Wednesday, yes? Yeah. Next Wednesday, as we're putting all the systems in place. Thank you very much, and I hand over. Yes, want to say a few words? Yes, and then the chief. Yeah, to see. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So the chief will now give us the tour, of the ambulance.
I just say that this funding is well appreciated. It's something that the ministry have worked hard to get, and we know that the ministry is pushing to even get better for the fire ambulance. So we are very appreciative of what we have so far. It is a step in the right direction, and I know that fire officers will treat it with utmost respect and to the best as we are professionals doing our work. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for your hard work. I know that you've done in getting this, and yes, for the hard work in getting as we are here now. So we'll now do a tour of the ambulance, and we have our Chief PMT, Mr. Station of the Baptist, explaining the medical aspect of.
Before you go, give us an idea of the training. Whether you're certified, tell us something.
Good afternoon to everybody of the listening public. I'm Station Officer Dominica Baptist, certified and trained medical technician and also an instructor. And this afternoon, I'm very appreciative of the unit that we have received from the government, and I have to say that I'm about to actually give you on a tour so I can tell you a little bit more about the type of ambulance. From my user service, I can see that probably this unit here is an upgrade to many of which we have received before, simply because of the list of equipment that are actually come with this unit. So providing a tour is
Okay, so you need to take it away from me. I don't like mics too many mics on my clothing. Yeah. Okay.
this up from the side.
Be careful.
Okay. Yes. So yes. So some of the units that we received in the past actually came with a gurney, oxygen unit, and what we call a folding or portable stretcher. With this unit, which you see before, has right now a fitted wheelchair. So patients who are non-ambulatory and maybe wheel-tool units, we can make it easier for the men to actually utilize the wheelchair. We have other pieces of equipment, such as what I'm holding here, which is a pulse oximeter. So this in itself can actually read both the pulse of the individual and the oxygen saturation within the tissues of the patient. With here, we have an AED, which is an automated external defibrillator. So persons who is having medical conditions such as being in cardiac arrest, what this does is that it analyzes the rhythm, and in case there is a need to send a shock to the individual, that in itself will do the job for you. By the way, I have to say that each and every one of our fire officers are trained in CPR and also the emergencies associated with the cardiovascular system, which include that of heart attack, cardiac arrest, stroke, and foreign body airway obstruction. In the patient compartment, we have suction units. So in the event that we have persons possibly having situations where they might have objects lodged into the airway or maybe liquids, all right, this in itself with a suction catheter connected to it, we will be able to provide that type of service. We also have an electrocardiogram. So this piece of device here will also be able to analyze one heart rhythm. So in the event somebody may be having an arrhythmia or the electrical impulses within the heart of the individual, that in itself will be able to detect everything. We also have a built-in blood pressure monitor. Attached to it is a blood pressure cuff. So each and every one of our fire officers are also trained to obtain vital signs, whether you're using the auscultation method or the palpation method. Also, we have an infuser pump. Now, this in itself is a first, because why? With this device here, in case you have a patient being treated via intravenous medication, all right, with this device here can be connected to this pole here, and if we have a nurse traveling also from one district and that person is on IV medication, that device here can actually make one's job easier. For patients who are asthmatic or having respiratory complications, we also have a nebulizer here, which in itself can actually help to dry up any mucus within the airway of the individual. We have built-in oxygen cylinders, which actually passes through the internal compartment of the vehicle, and it connects to this regulator which you're seeing right here. Now, the beautiful thing about this unit, which I admire, is what we call jump seat or the captain's chair. So you would have an officer sitting right on the seat. So in the event that we need to do any airway management of a patient who would be on the stretcher, that in itself would actually be done with precision. The beautiful thing is we have cabinets laid out, which we will actually have some of our equipment stored in there as well. So all in all, I can say that this unit here is indeed a prize. It's indeed a prize. Yes.
We want to ensure that the fire chief can use this ambulance immediately. So we're not going to allow you to have it on display, you know. So I think at the best, that should be some communication. But two more of that. Not very difficult and price.
Thank you.
Eleven stuff.
Thank you, PS.
Let's do a start
Thank you,
up and light
PS.
up.
Yes, let's start off. And there we say goodbye and thanks for viewing. Okay, so we're going to do a start up and light up and then we'll say goodbye. And you saw it first, Dominica's most automatic, or most precise, or most well suited, most well fitted ambulance ready for action. And once again, we say goodbye. Thanks for viewing, everyone.